ਨਾਨਕ ਪ੍ਰਗਟਿਆ ਮਿੱਠੀ ਧੁੰਦ ਜਗ ਚਾਨਣ ਹੋ
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to Creative Khalsa. My name is Prabjot, and as you can see, you're joining me today at Sri Guru Singh Sabha Gurdwara in Coventry, and we are here today to film the Gurmat camp that's been happening for the past 3 days. So why don't you join me and let's see what's in store for us today. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Shiva, Deh Shiva, Deh Shiva, Barmo hai Shubha Karamanate Kabhu Nataro, Shubha Karamanate Kabhu Nataro. जब आव कियो धनिदान बने जब आव कियो धनिदान बने अत हीरन में तब जूझ मरो तब जूझ मरो अत हीरन में तब जूझ मरो अत हीरन में तब जूझ मरो Jamaro, 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 Bole Sonehal, Sat Sri Akal, Bole Sonehal, Sat Sri Akal, Deh Shiva, Deh Shiva. देह शिवा बरमो है शुभ कर मन ते कब हूँ नटरो शुभ कर मन ते कब हूँ नटरो नडरो अरस्यो जब जाहिल रो नडरो अरस्यो जब जाहिल रो निश्चय करे अपनी जीत करो निश्चय करे अपनी जीत करो बोले सोनहार सत श्री अकाल बोले सोनहार सत श्री अकाल
श्लोक पवन गुरु पानी
पिता माता तीर्थ महत दिवस रात तोई दाई दाया तेरे शब्द जबत ज्ञाया बुआया ते हद्म दूर कर्मी आपो अपनी कहने के दूर जिन्नी नाम त्याया के मसकत काल नानक ते मुख उजले ते की शोति नाल नाम त्याया के मसकत काल नानक ते मुख उजले गति छुट्टी नाल सत श्री अकाल गुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Okay, so does anybody know which year Guru Gobind Singh Ji was born? Yeah.
1666.
1666, that's right. Does anybody know what were the names of the Char Sahibzade? So one at a time. Go on.
Baba Jujhar Singh Ji,
Baba Ajit Singh Ji, Baba Fateh Singh Ji,
Baba Gurdwara Singh Ji,
Yeah, that's right. Which were the two oldest Sahibzade?
Baba Ajit Singh Ji and Baba Jujhar Singh Ji.
Who was younger Sahibzade?
Baba Swar Singh Ji and Baba Fateh Singh Ji.
Good. Okay, so in which year did Guru Gobind Singh Ji make the Khalsa? Ready?
1666.
Say again.
1666.
No? Anybody else? Yeah.
1699.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, does anybody know which year Guru Gobind Singh Ji passed away? Anybody? No? So he's... Pardon? Passed away, okay. No, that was in 1708, so that's when Guru Gobind Singh Ji said that the Guru Granth Sahib Ji is going to be the Guru after him. Yeah? So, who knows the names of the Panj Pyare? Okay, one at a time. Pass it around here.
Baba Daya Singh Ji. Baba Dharam Singh Ji.
Pass it back.
Bahimit Singh Ji. Bahimit Singh Ji. I said that. Bhai Sahib Singh Ji. Bhai Sahib Singh Ji. Bhai Dharam Singh Ji. What did you look so? Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji.
Okay. Okay. So, does anybody know where Guru Gobind Singh Ji was born? No shouting out. Yeah.
Anandpur Sahib.
No.
Patara Sahib.
Patara Sahib, yeah. So, where was the Khalsa created? You said a minute ago.
Anandpur Sahib.
In what year?
1699.
Yeah, that's right. So, someone tell me the story of Pendey Khan.
Pandey Khan shot 3 hours and one missed him, one went to his hour, and the other one touched his ear, and then Guru Gobind Singh Ji shot 1 arrow and it went into his neck. Then he fell off the horse and got his shield and gave him shade because it was very hot and the sun was really bright.
Okay, so who was the father of Guru Gobind Singh Ji? At the back again. Pass it to the back.
Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji.
Yeah. And what was his mother's name?
Mata.
Pass it.
Mata Gujari.
Who knows the story of the Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji? Yeah. Anybody? Karen?
Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. 3 Hindus came to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Anandpur Sahib, and they said that Aurangzeb is turning every Hindu into Muslims, and they were crying. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji was there, and Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji said to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, "What should I do? They're begging me." And Guru Gobind Singh Ji was only 9, and he said, "Who's greater than you? You go and sacrifice for yourself." Then Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji went to Delhi with 3 Singhs, Bhai Diyala, Bhai Satidas and Bhai Matidas, and they were killed a day before him. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was beheaded in Chaudhry Chowk, where there's a Gurdwara now called Singh Sabha.
Okay, so if she's scared of spiders, can she learn to start being brave? Do we think so? Okay, so if she's been scared all her life, you think that she can change to start becoming a bit braver? Yeah? Okay. So now give me examples. I want everybody to think of examples of, in Sikhi, what times have we been brave? Think of in our history that you remember bravery. So have a little think. So if you've done Sahibzada or you've seen Sahibzada the movie, you should think of a few examples or even different examples. When you know one, just put your hand up. Yep. Okay, so do you know the story of Baba Banda Singh Bahadur? Did he take revenge for something? Okay, so when the Sahibzade were martyred, they became Shaheed. Banda Singh Bahadur, he took revenge. So those that did the bad things to all our Singhs and Singriya and all our Sahibzade, Banda Singh Bahadur, he took revenge and brought up a big army and made sure that he got a result for that and made sure that they pretty much were dead because they didn't deserve to be alive, what they did to our Sahibzade. Okay, so is there any other examples? Bravery, yep. Okay, so did he want to go first? So does that make him really brave if he wanted to go first out in battle? Yeah. Okay, so now as a Sikh, how do we get that sort of bravery? Like if our Guru needs our seva, wants us to do something, but it takes a bit of bravery, how do we build that? What do you think as a Sikh, what qualities do we need, or what do we need to do in order for us to, if our Guru needs some seva, we do it straight away, unconditionally, like you've learnt already, and just go do it. What does that take? What do we think that takes? What do we need to do? Yeah.
We need to keep practicing and take courage.
Okay, what do we need to practice? So what do we need to do on a daily basis, so every day, in order for us to build our love, and that automatically builds our bravery? What do we need to do? What does a Sikh do when he wakes up in the morning? Yeah. Does Simran, what else does a Sikh do when he wakes up? Yep. Does some part? Anything else? Yep. Simran part, Ishnan. So all of those things, if you do it every single day, and then what's the most important thing that a Sikh needs to do in their life? Yeah. Okay, but there's one thing that we all need to do when we grow up. So when I've already done it. Yeah. Take Amrit. Okay. So when we take Amrit, does that take bravery to take Amrit? What do we think? Do you have to be brave to take Amrit? Or is that something that you just go and do because you feel you're ready? What do we think? You have to be brave, or you just go and do it when you feel you're ready? When you're ready, okay? So that's something you practice every single day. Okay, so you do your part, your Simran, when you're a bit older and you feel like you can do it every day for the rest of your life. So remember, when we take Amrit, that's something we get told to do our part, we Nitnem, our Simran, and we have to do that every single day for the rest of our lives. Okay? Now it sounds hard, but it's not. It's at minimum, it's like 2-3 hours of part of Simran, but every single day, which is not much at all, but it's not enough. So we need to make sure we do as much as we can.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We're here today at the winter Gurmat camp. We're in my zone, the sacrifice zone, and we were about to ask all the children one point about Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj that they have sacrificed in their life for us. So we're going to go around to the groups. We've made some funny names for the groups. One of the groups is called Pakora Group. The other group is called Samosa Group, and then we've got a group which has no name. So we'll go to the Samosa Group first. Let's have a look. Sahib Singh, please tell us one thing that Guru Gobind Singh Ji sacrificed.
Guru Gobind Singh Ji sacrificed his whole family to make us Sikhs today.
Okay, well done. The next group we'll go to is the Pakora Group. So Hardayal Singh, please tell us one point that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj sacrificed in their life for us.
He sacrificed his dad for Hindus.
Sacrificed his dad for Hindus. Okay, fair point. Very good point. No name group, please give us one point of Dasme Pasha that they sacrificed for the Bant.
He sacrificed the 40 Singhs that went with him for battle.
40 things that went for him in battle. Well done. Okay, so we've got all valid points. Now we're going to go a bit more deeper onto a spiritual level. A Gursikh, what's the first thing he's meant to do? In 24 hours, let's take 24 hours, what's the first thing a Gursikh's meant to do? Go on, Prem Singh.
Simran and Jopnam.
What time? 12 o'clock in the afternoon?
No, it's at Amrit Villa time.
Amritullah. Can any of you guys tell me what Amritullah is?
When the sun's coming up in the morning.
When the sun's coming up, okay. Is it when the sun's coming up, or is it just before sunrise?
Just before sunrise.
Just before, okay. Right, so to be able to wake up at that time, what do we have to do? Hands up. To be able to wake up at that time, really early in the morning, what do we end up doing? We end up sacrificing something. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Go on.
I'll sleep.
Sacrifice our sleep. Okay.
So in this zone we were talking about the Sote Sahibzade and the sacrifice that they made for us. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Now we've touched through the Sakhi and we've touched on how they were captured, how they were split from their family, yeah, and who the father, who the brothers were, yeah. So going back to the Sakhi, so on the last final day, the Sahibzade were called back into the court, and there was another ruler. He was a Nawab of Marel Kotla, yeah. So he was another king, and his brother was killed in a battle by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, yeah. His name was Pandey Khan. Did we see that in the film? Yeah. He was shot by an arrow. Now Wazir Khan, he said to the Nawab, he said, now you can get your revenge by having the final say on how to sacrifice the Chote Sahibzade. But the Nawab, he refused. He said to Wazir Khan, it is not the Chote Sahibzade's fault that my brother died. He died on the battlefield, so I refuse the decision. So Wazir Khan at that point was shocked. Yeah. So Wazir Khan made the decision at that point to have the Chote Sahibzade bricked alive. Yeah. The next day, the two guards went up to the called for, and they were ordered to go to Wazir Khan's court. Yeah. Again, they were given the same promises that they would have all the money in the world if they accepted Islam. But the Chote Sahibzade refused. Yeah. At that point, they were ordered to be bricked alive. Yes? Anji.
And also, they didn't, because the first time they got picked alive, they could still breathe because they were doing Bart and Barney. But then because the guard said that they're actually still breathing,
Yes.
they had to end up cutting.
That's true, yes. So Panji is right. So, initially they couldn't find anyone to break the Sabjade, okay? They couldn't find anyone. Hanji.
There were two prisoners in the jail, then they
Yes. So Ajpaji said there were two prisoners who volunteered to carry out the task of breaking the Sabjade. Okay? There were two thieves. So they've started the process of breaking the Sabjade. Now, as the wall ran so high, they kept saying, this is your last chance. This is your last chance, okay? But the Sabjade kept reciting Bani, and they didn't give in. Now in the end, as Baji said, and Panji said, the wall was completed and the Sabjade were suffocated, yeah, but they were still alive, okay? They were still alive, and in the end, they were ordered to have their throats slit, yeah? Now that was a very cruel act. There was a lot of people gathered at the time, lots of people, and they were crying by seeing what was happening, yeah? But the torture didn't end there, okay? Now, the informer at that point went to the Thanda Burj where Mata Gujri was, yeah? But as he reached the Thanda Burj, the called fort, Mataji had already left for Sachkhand, yeah? Yeah, Mataji had also attained Shahidi on hearing the news, yeah, that her Sabjade was no more, okay? Yeah. So going back to the point, the ruler, he didn't stop there. He said nobody is allowed to take their bodies, yeah? But there was a jeweler, his name was Todramal, okay? He'd heard what was happening, yeah? And he came to the ruler, Wazir Khan, and he begged that he wanted to do the Antam Sanskar, which is funeral duties of the, yeah? So the Wazir Khan, he said, okay, if you can get gold, as much gold as possible, and lay it like a carpet, you'll be able to take the bodies and do the funeral of the Sabjade and Mata Gujri ji, yeah? And that's what he did. He was a very rich man. He sold everything, every wealth he had, and he was allowed to take Mata Gujri ji and the Sabjade and carry out the final funeral duties, okay? Yeah? Hanji.
Was he on the priests? Was he on the priest sides at the time?
He was a tradesman. He was just a general person, yeah? He was a businessman. Okay, Hanji.
Also, when they were getting picked alive, and when they were about like knee height, they said we can't fit their knees, and the Zee Khan said, and they chopped them off.
Yes, that's true. So Todramal, he carried out the funeral duties of the Sabjade. Okay, Anji.
What day did the Sabjade?
So the Sabjade were martyred on the 26th of December in 1705. Yeah, 26th of December, 1705. This is why the month of December is very important.
Thank you so much for watching, and you will join me again back in the studio for some more shows. If there's any feedback, please email me. It's info@sikhchannel.tv. If you have a camp in your area and you'd like us to come, also let us know as well. But that's it for today. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.